Oh, Yasmin, do you still exist? It's been a minute since we last spoke.
Am I really hearing from you right now, Sasha?
I think the last time we saw each other was our high school reunion. That was about 5 years ago, right?
That sounds about right to me. Since you're contacting me, might I ask what you want?
Excuse me, I feel like you're being a little bit blunt with me, strangely enough.
Oh, is that so? Were you not originally aware of that?
What are you talking about, Yasmin?
When we were in the same year group, everyone was super cautious with you. Did you not realize that?
What do you mean? Why would you be cautious of me?
Perhaps it's because you've had affairs with 2 of our classmates' husbands so far. And on top of that, you went after them for money. So everyone is accusing you of being a gold-digging husband stealer.
Oh, really now? That's just crazy talk. It just so happened to be that he was a rich guy, and that he was married. The person I fell in love with just happened to be a highly capable human being. Well, it just might be that I'm destined to be easily loved by these types of men, but it might also be a sin.
You don't have any type of remorse over this.
But I wonder, what's so wrong about people who love each other and want to be together? Not much, Yasmin.
You're not supposed to lay hands on a married man. You know that, right?
I can't help that I love them. You're saying that it's not good to fall in love with a man who's taken, but sometimes you can't help the situation.
Anyways, enough about that. There's a lot of wariness amongst our classmates about you. You should realize that, surely.
I should? That's a bit extreme, don't you think? It seems that you've put yourself away on the highest shelf out of reach, don't you think?
Excuse me? What do you mean by that?
You don't think I can't reach you and turn things upside down, do you? I'm contacting you today to give up your husband so I can take him. Please and thank you.
Uh-huh. What the heck did you just say to me?
Oh, Yasmin, don't say or question anything right now. You don't think that if I didn't dig my hands in the sand looking for your husband that I wouldn't find you, did you? But I did, and it looks like there's not much any of us can do right now because Dylan and I have fallen in love with each other.
Sasha, are you messing with me? What did you do with the husband that you stole from our classmate a year ago?
I broke up since I ended up meeting a better man, and that was Dylan.
How can you break up with men so easily after ruining their marriages to others? What's even worse is that you're creating a third unfaithful act. You're crazy.
But I'm pretty sure this time that I've fallen in love with Dylan though. We are seriously in love with each other, so this doesn't count as cheating.
Sasha, if you say so.
It can't be helped if I had to pay alimony even though we're not having an affair. You know about my feelings for him right now. Fortunately, Dylan earns about $500 a year.
How do you know that?
I'm sure that he'll pay the alimony just so he can be with me. So I want you to hurry up and divorce him so Dylan and I can be together already. Pretty please, Yasmin?
Oh, right. So that's what you really want then.
Why, of course. Don't get me wrong, okay? I just didn't happen to fall in love with a man who earns $500,000 a year. I'm just in it for the money or anything else.
I see what you mean, Sasha. Just to be clear, how long have you been in a relationship with Dylan?
We got together about 4 months ago.
I see. Well, I suppose you don't have to pay the alimony if that's the case.
I don't have to pay anything?
I have no reason to take any money from you, Sasha.
Is it because you can clearly see that we have really, truly fallen in love with each other? You believe that our love is real, right?
No, I just think that there's no reason for me to take any money from you.
Whoa, really? This is fantastic. Thank you so much, Yasmin. Dylan and I are going to be so happy together. You'll see.
Jade, I need to ask you a question. When do you plan on moving out of this apartment building?
What? Oh, hey Yasmin. What are you talking about? We don't have the money to move somewhere else. Have you just come to message me and laugh about how poor we are? Oh, just because we're cousins, it doesn't mean that you can easily say those sort of things when we interact.
Jade, that's not it at all. I'm having some trouble at the moment, and I just thought you should know.
Oh, really now? It's been a while since you were in the last spot of bother. You married Dylan before you knew what he was really like, so it can't be helped now if you didn't know what you were getting into by being together. So would you please stop coming to me with all of your issues?
It seems like Dylan has a new girlfriend.
A new girlfriend? What?
Just before, I got a message from a woman who thinks that Dylan is still my husband, and this woman revealed to me that she's a perfect match for Dylan.
Oh my god, really? This must be some kind of practical joke, right?
It's up to you if you believe what I'm saying or not. I'll send you a screenshot of the conversation I had with her. You can form your opinions about it, and please get back to me about it. I need some sort of advice, Jade.
What the heck is this madness? What an absolutely crazy man. Even though he lied about his annual income and he's reduced me into being in poverty. I'm in debt because of the alimony and I'm working hard while saving money for moving expenses and now he's cheating again?
I just find it funny that the reason why you're in this situation is because of the gold digging. So both of you have the same misunderstanding.
Shut up, Yasmin.
Well, that's why. If I'm being honest, I'm really busy and I don't want to buy any more into this, so I'm sorry. Dylan's current wife should be the one to take over the battle with Sasha.
Yasmin, we need to talk. What are you planning on doing about this? You promised me this would have a different outcome. Didn't you see that I didn't have to pay any alimony? What's this thing that you sent me in the mail? An alimony request letter? You wrote saying that I do need to pay alimony? You're such a big fat liar. Aren't you rotten to the core?
That's a bit of a crazy thing to say. I'm not lying to you, Sasha.
I don't understand. Why you're wanting me to pay alimony then? If you want it, Dylan has the money, so he should be able to pay for it without too much difficulty. Isn't it wrong to break a promise to someone? I'm never going to pay you the alimony.
Okay, you really need to chill out, Sasha. Also, how about you take a closer look at who actually sent you the letter?
What do you mean? Is it not from you?
Does it look like my name's on the letter, Sasha?
Okay, I'll take a look. Wait, hold up. Jade Fellows? What? Who's this person?
Jade's my cousin. She's Dylan's current wife.
Wait, current wife? What? What the heck is going on here? But isn't Dylan's current wife you, Yasmin?
If we're talking about 6 months ago, then yeah, sure.
6 months ago? So you're still together, right?
No, Sasha. Dylan and I got a divorce about 6 months ago.
I don't understand. Why?
Well, the main reason why we got a divorce was because he was having an affair with my cousin, Jade.
But how can that be?
You and Dylan have been in a relationship for about 4 months, right? There's no way that I would claim any alimony from you if I broke up with Dylan beforehand. You see?
No, wait just a minute. Yasmin, what the heck's going on here? You and Dylan are still living in the same apartment building. I saw you both on separate occasions, but I've seen you both recently. But now, your current cousin Jade is his current wife? What the heck is with this situation?
Well, there are many things wrong with this situation, Sasha. Originally, Dylan and I, and Jade, and her husband were all living in the same apartment building. So, both Jade and I are cousins, and we were both in relationships with other men. The problem came up about 6 months ago that her and Dylan were having an affair, and then her husband divorced. It seemed like Jade got married about 100 days after she was allowed to remarry someone else.
Did this really happen?
Yes, but there's obviously still problems. Like, shouldn't Dylan and Jade be paying me alimony to me and my ex-husband?
Well, yeah, that's true, but surely Dylan would have paid the alimony off really quickly.
Nope, they both borrowed the money to pay for it.
What do you mean?
That's why they can't move out of their apartment, because the money for that is all gone. Well, Jade is at the mercy of her ex-husband as the rental contract for their current apartment is about to expire.
Hold up a second, why did Dylan borrow money? He said that he earns about $500,000 a year, so he should be able to pay the alimony at a push of the button, and have heaps left over, right?
Sasha, Dylan is unemployed.
What are you talking about? Doesn't he earn big bucks?
The company that he worked for filed for bankruptcy over a year ago. Haven't you heard that he's been a freeloader ever since?
He's leeching off his partners?
I'm the one who earns about $500,000 a year.
No way! You're the one earning all that money? That's gotta be a complete and utter lie.
I took over my grandfather's company about 5 years ago. Besides that, I personally do a lot of things to earn more cash, such as stock investment.
So with that, you're making about $500,000 every year?
Yes, that's correct.
That's insane! How can this be? So Dylan, he's rich but also unemployed, right?
Nope, he's drowning in debt. Was that not obvious to you?
He got debts problems?
That's why it doesn't make sense for me to plunder off large amounts of money from him if he's just a nobody to me now.
This is so hard to believe. I thought that I could live in the luxurious apartment building with him.
There's no way that Dylan can renew his apartment contract if he's not earning any money. It's just impossible, really.
When it comes to the alimony, he won't even want to be with me. What should I do? I've been disowned by my parents, so I can't go to them for help.
I would actually do something about it yourself and get some muscle behind you. It's just a natural thing to do when these sorts of things develop.
But I've never had to work before.
Well, it looks like you'll have to get into the real world and start working.
How am I supposed to find anyone that will give me a job?
For the time being, you'll need to go to a recruitment agency.
Ew, this completely sucks. I don't understand why this had to happen to me.
What is it that you don't understand now, Sasha?
Didn't you realize that I need to be lent some money?
I never said that I would lend you any money, Sasha.
You totally said that you would. Even though you said it in a roundabout sort of way, I still guess that you could do that for me. You're my friend, Yasmin.
You know that we're far from friends, right?
What do you mean? We went to high school together.
When we were in high school, we hung out with other friends a few times. But at the class reunion, you were pestering me so much about everything, including getting my phone number, and so I gave it to you so you would leave me alone. Otherwise, there was no interaction between us after that. How can I be a friend if you see me at a lower level than you?
Okay, well, I want us to be friends from now on, Yasmin.
Yeah, no, I don't need you as a friend, Sasha. It's rather annoying even just knowing someone like you.
What? How could you say such a lie?
Don't bother contacting me again. I don't want to hear from you. A few days later, Sasha and Jade got into a fight in front of the apartment and got in trouble with the police. Their clothes were torn and the parts of the body that shouldn't be shown in public were exposed. At the time of the argument, they were shouting things like, "I can't pay alimony when I don't have money," and "You're cheating with someone else's husband." With Dylan being in debt and unemployed, neither woman wanted to even touch him, so it seems like he's the only one that completely lost the battle. Later on, Dylan and Jade got a divorce and both moved out. Dylan is said to have paid the alimony, although it was only a small amount initially. Also, Sasha managed to find some money from somewhere to pay the alimony in a lump sum. The details after all the drama are unknown. Rumor has it that she sunk into a bubble bath, never to be heard of again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Lisa, you got a little time? Oh, hello Mary. Sorry, I am actually at work now. Not really supposed to be using my phone. I'll send you a line later on during my break. Oh yeah? Even if it's about your husband, George? Huh? George? What's George got to do with you? If you don't hear me out now, you may regret it later on. What are you talking about? I'll be straight with you, Lisa. George and I are getting married. There, I said it. Wait, what? What are you even saying? Is this a joke? George is my husband. He can't marry you. That makes no sense. Yeah, but once you divorce him, it starts to make perfect sense. It's not as simple as that. Just hold on a second. I'm going to take the afternoon off and confirm this with George. Oh yeah? Can you even confirm it? Yeah, he's at home today, working remotely. Once I get home, we'll clear the whole thing up. It's all a big mistake. Or some sort of prank you're pulling. Yeah, but maybe it would be better for you if you didn't do that. Why do you say that? I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm at your place. Or should I say bed now with George. Not sure you want to witness that. Excuse me? Kinda naughty, don't you think? Making love with my younger sister's husband in their own bed. I can't get enough of it. This guilty pleasure. It's intoxicating. I just got a line message from George. So, it's all true, huh? This is not a joke. Just as I said, right? He even said I'm way more attractive than you. True that. He says he prefers older women. Who would have thought, huh? So, it's decided. George is mine. End of story. That means you have no reason to come home. You're not wanted here. What about you? As I recall, you're married too. That's all taken care of. I was worried I wouldn't be able to pay him off, but good old George saved the day and settled that no problem. The divorce went through without issues just this morning. Good riddance to that guy. George paid it off. Huh. I'm surprised. When you got money, you got money. George is loaded. Do as you like, Mary. Hope you don't have any regrets. Oh yeah? I'm surprised you gave up so easily. I was expecting a bigger fight. I'll send the divorce papers over to Mom and Dad's place. Sign it and submit it at City Hall as soon as you can. You got that? Hey Lisa, what's up? Has it already been 6 months? Time flies. Is that you, sis? What the hell do you want? You got a real nerve contacting me after what you pulled. Yeah, I knew you would be this way. I kinda understand how you feel, actually. I was just texting you to tell you something very important. Is this about you guys finally getting married? You already heard? You must be clairvoyant. Kinda obvious. Why else would you contact me? Just want to rub it in my face. I saw it coming a mile away. Aw, shucks. I was going to gloat all about how happy I am. Hear you squirm. This is no fun. Everything you say is no fun. I have no interest in what you have to say. I always hated your smugness. Really pisses me off to this day. No wonder George picked me over you. Like you said, he prefers older, more wise and experienced women. What's that supposed to mean? You saying I'm an old lady? All said and done? That just sounds like loser talk. Just oozing with envy. Think what you like, Mary. I'm over it. Oh yeah? Well, if you hear what I have to say now, those feelings will come bubbling up again. I'm sure of it. What now? We're headed to Europe for our honeymoon. To Europe? Seriously? Yup, we're hitting the top spots. London, Paris, and Milan. I always wanted to see Italy. Can't wait. And here's the icing on the cake. We're having a little intimate wedding in Paris. Can't you believe it? George plans on spending upwards of $30,000 on the whole thing. I feel like a celeb. You're not serious. Where'd he get that kind of money? He's got money. That's another reason I married him. This is way beyond belief. I knew I would see those envy bubbles come burbling up. It's not really envy, more like astonishment. Astonished, envy, jealousy. It's all the same to you. You were always so mundane. Boring little relative-only wedding at a local church. You had like 2 of your best friends from high school attend, and that was it. What a total joke. You guys didn't even go on a honeymoon, did you? What a huge difference. Never thought such a disparity would show up now. The way he loves and cares for me. It's like night and day. Well, that was then. You can take it however you like. But I can tell you this. You shouldn't be so extravagant. It might come back and bite you in the you-know-what. Huh? Extravagant? What are you talking about? That word does not exist in George's vocabulary. I mean, think of the debt he accumulated. The compensation to me, not to mention to your ex-husband. Not really nickels and dimes. The total amounts to over $100,000, right? And George paid this himself? He paid all that and now another $30,000 for a honeymoon and wedding in Paris? It just doesn't add up. I was aware of his financial situation. He was left broke after we divorced. You can understand my alarm. There you go again. The green-eyed monster rears its ugly head. I thought you weren't jealous. I'm just warning you. Seems a little self-destructive is all. Just saying. Like I said before, George is loaded. He has no money worries. I thought you knew all about this. He was your husband after all. No, I never knew he had so much money, to be honest. What's $100,000 much less $30,000? That's just chump change to him. I wish you would just admit defeat and froth at the mouth with envy. That would make my day. Okay, I tried warning you. If you're so set on having the upper hand, have it your way. Yeah, I do have the upper hand. You giving up so easily kinda makes me feel sorry for you. Think what you like. Like I said, I warned you out of concern, not envy. Just so you're aware. I've already cut all ties with you. I don't think of you as my family after what you pulled. So I really don't care what happens to you. Don't come crying to me later. I'm fine with that. That means you will no longer have any feelings for my George. That's exactly what I wanted. Hey Lisa, you there? Guess where we are? Yup, that's right. We're in Paris. We just exchanged vows in a beautiful cathedral. It's so beautiful. Oh yeah, I didn't even know you were gone. So, what do you want? Bet you're pretty envious right about now. No, not really. Actually, I'm feeling empathy and a touch of pity towards what's coming. Are you still harping on about that? I told you George is swimming in cash. We have no worries ahead. Full steam ahead, I say. I'm even confident in saying we're set for life. I mean, how else could he plop $30,000 down just like that? You tell me. Set for life? Really? Without any income? That makes no sense. Pardon me? What do you mean, no income? You're saying he never told you? George has been unemployed for quite some time now. Wait, what? Unemployed? Yeah, that's right. Jobless, out of a job, without gainful employment. Even if he did gain unemployment after divorcing me, I'm pretty sure his bank account is at zero after all the compensation he paid. There's no way he could get his hands on $30,000 just like that. Wait, back up a bit. What's this about him being jobless? What's going on here? Are you serious? He never told you? What the hell are you talking about? Tell me for God's sakes. He got fired from his job after they found out he was having an affair with you. Pardon me? You can't be serious. You can't get fired for infidelity. That's unfair dismissal. They deserve to get sued for this. Come on, Mary. You don't seem to understand. You said it yourself. Me? What did I say? George was at home doing remote work when you guys were making love, right? Working remote means he's on company business hours. Having an affair with a married woman on company time? Sounds like a good reason for dismissal to me. Yeah, but the company has ways to check whether an employee is working or not. With widespread use of remote work recently, it's kind of hard to be inactive without them knowing. And it wasn't just a one-time thing either. It evidently affected his work performance. They had all the evidence, so he got fired. I warned you about this. And I don't really think he got any kind of surveillance package or meaningful retirement bonus. But I'm really curious about that $30,000 for this honeymoon you're on. How did he manage that?
So does that mean he wasn't working at home, doing remote work all this time?
Yeah, like I said, no gainful employment. Yeah, pretty sure.
No, this is some kind of sick joke.
What I can't understand is why you even thought he was rich. He's just a normal office worker, not some elite businessman.
Huh? Just an office worker?
Of course the company he worked for was a major corporation, and his pay was a bit more than average, but basically he was just a salaried worker. So when you said he plopped down $30,000 just like that, I was like, what? No way he could afford that.
Hold on a sec. You say he's a salaried worker? I heard he was an executive, that he was making a six-figure salary.
Pardon me?
I saw his name on the company's homepage.
Oh, that? I think you mistook him for someone else.
What are you talking about mistook him for someone else?
Yeah, the vice president has the same last name as George. That's probably who you saw.
You're lying.
I mean, come on, Mary. Think about it. George isn't even 30 yet. How could he be an executive at a major corporation? It doesn't make any sense. He wasn't even a star employee or a top salesman or anything. Just your run-of-the-mill pen pusher. Didn't you even think it was odd?
This is not happening. Then why did I even steal him away from you? For what purpose? What am I going to do now? I've been totally conned. I don't want him anymore. You can have him back, Lisa.
No thanks. I better get back to work.
Wait a sec. You can't leave me hanging.
Goodbye. Have fun in Paris. I later heard that the honeymoon ended right then and there. They cut it short and came back stateside, but they weren't able to get a refund for the extravagant trip. I was later informed that George told my sister that he had gotten fired. As you can imagine, Mary and George got into a fierce argument, her accusing him of tricking her into marrying him. They eventually ended up filing for divorce. That $30,000, you ask? George borrowed that money from his sister. He convinced her that he wanted to take his new wife on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Europe. His sister apparently signed some loan application as the grantor for some disreputable moneylender without properly reading the agreement. Last I heard, he was saddled with 2 or 3 part-time jobs just to pay off his debts. I just can't understand people. Why can't they manage their money properly? Don't they see the consequences? Anyway, as long as they don't interfere with my life going forward, I'm fine with that.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey Audrey, you got a minute? I need to talk to you about the present you got for Maria. Hi Kayla, did the package arrive in good shape? I hope the post office didn't damage it. Be sure to tell Maria congratulations from me. I'm so happy for her landing that big job. Oh, by the way, the watch is adjustable, so that should be fine, but if the pantsuit doesn't fit, I can get it tailored. Is this really all you got for her? I'm sorry? I mean, what use does she have for a cheap suit and ugly watch? She'd be the laughingstock. What were you thinking getting her this trash? Seriously, Audrey. She deserves way better than whatever brand these are. I would have told you not to send her a gift at all if I knew this is what you were going to get her. Hey, come on, Kayla. That's going a bit too far. And besides, if she showed up on the first day wearing a fancy designer suit and an expensive watch, her new colleagues might think she was shallow and vain. Besides, the suit is a good color for her, and the watch matches the necklace I got her a few years ago. Who cares about brands? You know how big the company she got hired at is, right? Everyone cares about brands. Actually, I don't think you ever told me. What company did she get hired at? There's no way I'm telling you that. It's one of the biggest companies in the state. If you need to ask, it's beyond your pay grade. Kayla, is this you talking or Maria talking? Did she actually tell you what she thought of the gifts? Of course she did. She's just like me. She actually has a sense for high fashion, unlike a certain someone else in the family. You want to know what she said in her words? What kind of cheapskate buys someone a ragged, ugly suit and junk watch like this as a gift? Tell her to spend at least $10,000 on my gift, and then we'll talk. Kayla, listen to me. I'm only saying this because I love both you and Maria, and I'm really concerned for her. Are you sure she'll be okay setting off into the real world like this? Excuse me? If that's really what she said to you, in her own words, then it seems like she has an enormous problem with her value system. You're just jealous. Just because your professional career was a complete failure and you're still working a mid-level job at your age doesn't mean that my Maria is as much of an unmotivated loser as you are. Like I said, Kayla, I'm only asking this because I'm genuinely concerned for her. Oh yeah? Well, you don't need to be. Worry about your own life, Audrey. Hey, John. Sorry to bother you while you're on a business trip. Do you have a minute?
Sure, Audrey, what's up?
I need to vent.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, babe. Tell me what's on your mind.
Thanks. So, it's about Maria. You know Maria, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, your niece, right? Kayla's daughter?
That's her. I heard Maria landed a good job at a big company, so I bought her a suit and watch that she could wear to work as a present.
Holy cow, Maria's already graduated from college? Man, time flies.
For real. But anyway, according to what Kayla told me in a text earlier today, Maria said they're cheap and ugly. She's never going to wear them, and that I should have bought her more expensive brand products.
No way.
Yeah, it's hard for me to believe too, but that's what Kayla told me this afternoon.
Man, don't they know the expression, don't look a gift horse in the mouth? Good grief.
To be honest, this isn't the first time the two of them have acted like this with me.
Seriously?
Yep. Kayla thinks that I'm a professional failure and that I work at a mid-level job for chicken feed. And, I mean, she's completely wrong about that and has no idea what she's talking about, but that attitude of hers seems to have rubbed off on her daughter. She started laying into me about that right after she got done insulting my present. She said that I was just jealous that Maria got a good job while I'm nothing but a loser.
Man, that's nuts. What company hired her anyway?
She wouldn't tell me. She said it was a secret.
What? She goes around bragging about Maria getting hired by some big company and won't even tell you what it is? What?
Yep. It's how she's always been. She's strategically secretive. She only tells people just enough to keep their attention and curiosity focused on her.
What a way to live. Can't imagine she has many quality friends with a personality like that. Now that I think about it, it's been years since I've seen Maria. I can't remember the last time I saw her.
Yeah, it's been a while. She's always going out with her friends, so she never comes to family events.
I remember now. I'm pretty sure I saw her at a family event about 10 years ago, so that would put her in middle school, I think. I probably wouldn't even recognize her if I saw her, to be honest.
I haven't shown you any pictures of her recently, have I? I'm pretty sure my mom sent me some pictures with Kayla and Maria together in them the other day. Let me look through my phone to see if I can find any. I'll be just a second. That's Kayla in the blue blouse, and Maria on the right.
Huh? Wait a second.
What is it, John?
This might sound kind of weird, but I think I actually have seen her recently.
Whoa, really? Where at?
She was in the group of applicants waiting for their interviews at my company earlier this spring. I saw her name on the resume and thought it was a strange coincidence that she had the same name as your niece. But the address was in a completely different city than where I remember you telling me they lived, so I didn't think much of it. Yep, I'm 100% sure of it. That girl in the picture is definitely the same girl that I met during the interviews.
Whoa, that's crazy. I bet you didn't recognize the address because she moved out of her house and into an apartment building closer to her college campus.
Yeah, duh, she went to college, didn't she? Oh boy, this could be a bit of a problem.
Why's that?
Things still aren't finalized over at my company, so I'll go and ask the head of HR about a few things and let you know what I find out later.
Audrey? Answer me, Audrey. You've got some explaining to do. Tell me what you did right now. Huh? I knew you were jealous of Maria, but I never thought that even someone as bitter as you could go and do a thing like this. Kayla, I have no idea what you're talking about, so could you calm down and tell me what on earth is going on? Maria got a call back from the company that hired her today. They said they're rescinding the offer for the position. They're going with a different applicant. Wait, for real? She just called me and told me, weeping her eyes out. That poor little thing. She doesn't deserve this. Hold on a second, Kayla. I'm gonna go check with someone who's more familiar with the situation than me. What? What do you mean?
Yes. Hi there, Kayla. It's been a long time since we've seen each other, hasn't it? It's John, Audrey's husband.
John? I had no idea you had my number.
Yeah, it's been a while since you gave it to me. It's unsurprising that you forgot about it.
Oh, well, anyway. So, do you know something about what happened with Maria? She told me the company rescinded their job offer to her.
Yes, actually, I'm the president of the company that she applied to.
You are?
I still can't believe that I didn't even recognize my own niece. I had no idea it was Maria who had applied until Audrey showed me her picture the other day. The last time I'd seen her, she was still in middle school. And since the address on the resume wasn't what I remembered yours to be, I thought that her having the same name was just a crazy coincidence. Although, I suppose it's kind of unusual that she wouldn't recognize me. I haven't really changed all that much in the last several years. Well, besides gaining a few pounds. but that's beside the point.
What? It's completely beside the point. Did you actually use your position to rescind Maria's job offer just to get revenge on me for what I said to Audrey? That's despicable. How could you? No, it's worse than despicable. That's abuse of authority. I'm gonna sue you.
Well, I was quite upset by the way you spoke to my wife, and I'm not quite over that yet. But the truth is that Maria's offer was rescinded for a completely unrelated reason.
Okay, well then why? You'd better have a good explanation.
Didn't Maria tell you what happened herself? The HR rep who called her and informed her should have explained the reason to her. There's no way she didn't know. We discovered that Maria had falsified her resume.
She did what?
Our company was hiring college graduates only, and on her resume, Maria stated that she would be graduating from a university this spring. However, we discovered that she was actually a few credits short of graduating and would have to take a class this summer to make up for it. So she would not actually have received her degree by the time the job was slated to start. And since she was aware of this when she submitted her resume, we had no choice but to remove her from the candidate pool and go with another applicant.
Wait, she was a few credits short? She never told me that. And she's taking summer classes?
Worse, we discovered that the preliminary transcript she had submitted was a forgery, which showed her as already having taken the courses she was scheduled to take this summer. And I'd like to think I don't need to tell you this, but kind of forgery is a crime. So, in addition to rescinding her employment offer, I'd also like to inform you that we are considering filing criminal charges against her for the forgery.
You can't be serious.
I am serious.
Can't you do anything about this? I mean, you're the company president and she's your niece. You couldn't throw your niece out to the curb, could you?
Well, I would like to, but you just told me a short time ago that using my position to favor my niece would be abuse of authority, correct?
Well, yeah, I did, but can't you make an exception in this one case?
And what reason would I possibly have to make an exception for you?
To help out Maria? I mean, think of the situation she's in now.
The situation she's in now is entirely of her own doing. I've said all I have to say for now, so I'll take my leave. Enjoy your evening.
Audrey, you've got to do something. Oh boy. What's wrong now, Kayla? It's Maria. She's been arrested. What? She was? What for? What happened, Kayla? When I talked to Maria about her not being able to graduate on time, she said she was only missing one class. And, well, what sort of university makes a girl delay her graduation for just one stupid class? That's ridiculous, isn't it? So she was already frustrated, and when she had her job offer rescinded on top of that, she kind of went crazy. Just a little bit. She went over to John's company this morning to confront him about the whole situation. Oh no, I have a feeling that didn't go over well. The receptionist told her she wasn't allowed on the premises and to leave immediately, but Maria said that she wasn't going to leave until she was allowed to speak to John and sat on the floor right in front of the receptionist desk. So they said they were going to call the police. And when the police came and told her to leave, she refused. And then when they tried to arrest her, she struggled a bit. Struggled? I'm pretty sure that's just called resisting arrest. What did they expect her to do when they tried to put handcuffs on her? No one likes to be handcuffed. Kayla, I know you're worried about Maria, but you need to calm down and think rationally about all this. Calm down? Don't tell me to calm down. I can't be calm at a time like this. And besides, all of this is John's fault. If he hadn't rescinded Maria's job offer, then none of this would have ever happened. She'd be working at a good company for a good salary, and everyone would be happy. No. This is all Maria's fault for falsifying her resume and forging those transcripts. That's not just immoral, Kayla. That's illegal. Yeah, so? The only reason the company even knew about that was because John had them look into her history. He should have just minded his own business and let her join the company. But no, he had to go sticking his nose where it didn't concern him. Sorry, Kayla, wrong again. She was going to get caught sooner or later. That's not the sort of thing you can hide forever. Not to mention, the longer it took for them to find out, the bigger a deal it would have become. So it's honestly for the best that she got caught this early on. Also, John didn't even know that Maria was one of the applicants until after they started their investigation into her history, so you can't blame this on his personal vendetta against you or anything. Maria has no one to blame but herself for what happened. But it's not her fault. She didn't deserve any of this. Good grief, Kayla. How long are you going to treat Maria like she's a kid? You're being way too easy on her. Every single time she gets into trouble, you swoop in to defend her, telling her it's not her fault and placing the blame on someone else. And that's the precise reason why she's become so shallow and arrogant, refusing to admit any of her faults. Really, this is all due to how you raised her, Kayla. That's not true. Maria's a beautiful, intelligent woman, just like me. Your lack of self-awareness aside, you're old enough to know that even a beautiful, intelligent woman won't get anywhere in life unless she has a strong sense of personal responsibility. This will be a good opportunity for Maria to find out how society really works. You can't get by with just a pretty face. There are rules to follow, manners, ethics. She needs to learn about all that stuff. And as for you, Kayla, this should also be a good opportunity for you to consider how your responsibility as Maria's mother and to give some good thought to where precisely in your parenting you went wrong and how to help fix it. Don't throw all this on me, Audrey. What about you? This is your niece we're talking about. Don't you feel sorry for her in the slightest? Don't you love your own niece? If you had a heart, you'd be doing all you could to help her out right now. Like getting John's company to drop the charges. Were you paying attention just now? I do want to help her. The problem is that you and I don't see eye to eye on what specific sort of help Maria needs. And until you can understand that, there's nothing I could do or say that would get through to Maria. Or you. So no, Kayla, I'm not going to give her the sort of help you want me to give her. Audrey, you can't do this! I'm your sister! She's your niece! I've had more than enough interaction with you for a while. Don't contact me anymore after this. If I ever feel like talking to you again, I'll let you know. John's company pressed charges, and Maria was found guilty of forgery, fraud, and finally resisting arrest. Having found out about all of this, Maria's college expelled her. It's crazy that she went this far over having to take one little class. Kayla tried complaining to her husband, demanding that he talk to John and me to get us to help Maria out in some way, but he apparently had no intention of doing anything of the sort. Quite the contrary. He told her that very day that he was divorcing her. Maria's trouble with the law had started to have a serious negative impact on his work, and his company told him that if he didn't take care of it, then they would fire him. And, well, he took care of it. I kept my word to Kayla, and I haven't spoken to her ever since I sent that last message. When I talked to my parents about what had happened, they were utterly disgusted and cut Kayla off too. And that's the story of how my sister Kayla and her daughter Maria ended up destroying their lives. With the kind of criminal record Maria earned for herself, she's going to have a seriously hard time landing any employment at all, much less a job at a good company like John's. To make up for that, Kayla's now working a double shift every day from Monday to Friday in order to make ends meet. Sucks for her, but she brought this on herself.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.